Hello, Scribble Victory here. We're going to give you a review of our 2019. We're here for a final gig of the year. It's our 116th gig. We're here at R&R's in Chellaston. Let's do it. Let's give you a rundown of everything that we did in 2019.
This looked better on paper and better still with a line right through it.
Let me introduce two fantastic lads, some good friends. Please put your hands together, meet and greet for me, Scribble Victory!
Thank you very much. Hey, cello. We're originally Chellaston lads. You've got a bit more upmarket, aren't you? You live in Mickleover. You live near the Bracks. I do live near the Brackens, yeah.
Write yourself up, yeah. It's only in your head to feel left out. Look down on. Try your best. Try everything you can. Don't you worry what they tell themselves while you're away. It just takes some time. It'll put you in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. Touching out, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, your times never seem so good. I feel inclined to believe it never was for now.
Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you next year. Goodbye. Thank you.
We played 116 times across England.
So that means we visited Lancashire, Staffordshire,
Yorkshire, Derbyshire,
Nottinghamshire, Worcestershire,
Warwickshire, Hampshire.
Lincolnshire, Leicestershire and the West Midlands.
We recorded 2 singles at Electric Bear Studios in Mansfield.
Those singles were 17 and Lucky.
Both of those singles were aired on BBC Introducing. We did a live session for BBC Radio Derby.
Which consisted of 5 songs being played across a week in early July.
That's 1 song per night.
We played at 3 weddings.
2 events for the Scouts at Staffordshire.
To be fair, we've done that many parties and private events this year that we've actually become buffet connoisseurs. So Tom, what was your favourite gig of the year?
Favourite gig of the year for me, James, got to be the gig we played with Jasper and the Company of Others at Mars Bar. It was us, the Rogue Embers, and Jasper and the Company of Others. Such an amazing venue in Worcester. Such an amazing gig. Really, really good time at that gig. Just such an amazing atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd probably agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Second favourite gig of the year was Belper Goes Green, which is a festival in Belper in Derbyshire, where basically everything's powered in an eco-friendly way. It seemed like everybody in that tent had come especially to see us, so it was quite a nice feeling on that one.
Least favourite, do you know what? It was actually a gig, and I think we both agree on this one. It was actually a gig where I wasn't there. I think it was one of the worst days, in fact, let alone gigs, because I missed playing 3 gigs in that day. But to top it off, I think the worst gig for me was the gig that I didn't get to play at the Rescue Rooms, and that was for
It was a beer fest.
Beer Festival. That's right, yeah.
It was the first chance that we had to play at the Rescue Rooms in Nottingham as part of the DHP group. We'd done the Bodega, we'd done Rock City Basement. Rescue Rooms would have been like getting the 3rd instalment of the Nottingham venue trilogy, really, for us.
Yeah.
We were absolutely buzzing to get it, and then I think the day before we ended up playing a sausage and cider festival in Hinckley at a rugby club in the blistering sun. We then came off stage, I remember at about half time, and it was too hot. It was not enjoyable at all. We were both sat there with like really bad sad faces, trying to find any little ounce of shade that we could, knowing that we still had another 45 minutes of playing in that blistering sun. When we did that, we then headed over to the Roebuck in Leek, did another couple of 45-minute sets there. I think it was about halfway through, well, it was after the first set at the Roebuck in Leek, when you looked absolutely awful. You were pretty much green, and it was sort of touch and go as to whether you're going to be able to play the next day. It turns out you didn't. I ended up going around your house dead early in the morning and bought you some paracetamols. You'd got severe sunstroke. You were on your back. You couldn't move. We had 3 gigs booked that day. The first one was at the Rescue Rooms. The second one was at the Phantom in Loughborough, and then the third one was at a pub in Leicestershire. I can't remember where it was now. We just had to sort of get in touch and say, look, is me playing on my own all right? So I ended up playing this gig by myself at the Rescue Rooms. That was probably the most heartbreaking one, really, because it was such a good venue, probably the best sounding venue in the Midlands, arguably. We've seen a lot of good bands there that we like, from Idlewild to Every Time I Die to Patrick Wolf.
Trailer Dead.
Oh, you saw them there, did you?
Trailer Dead there, yeah.
So it was a real good venue to play, and we've been after that venue for ages, and it was really heartbreaking that you couldn't join me up there, and I felt really naked as well. I'm not the biggest fan of playing by myself. With just me and a guitar, it's a bit more background music more than a spectacle. You got better though, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm here now. But yeah, it was horrible. It was not a nice day. It was, because all I could do was just keep thinking about how I was getting on and stuff like that. And obviously I was feeling like hell on earth. But yeah, I was gutted, absolutely gutted to miss that one. That would have been a fantastic gig to have played, because that, again, one of my dream venues to play, really. What's been your weirdest gig of the year? The strangest gig you can think of? Either venue-wise or... I think we both agree on this one, so I know what you're going to say, but...
We ended up doing a private function for a local college, and we played to about 20 teachers or lecturers, teachers in a college classroom. We didn't know what we were walking into. We didn't know what it was going to entail. We knew that there was going to be about 20 people there, which is a bit of a weird one for us anyway. That's super intimate even for us. We've played to less people, but going into it, knowing that we were going to be playing to 20 people, was we didn't know what to expect. We started off doing a little bit of a guess the intro, so we'd start off playing the intro of a song for somebody to guess. We split the room into 2 teams. The team that got it would shout up first, and then we did a bit of a point scoring thing. We actually had a really good night. Everyone was really friendly. It was really interesting to learn about how teachers and lecturers teach in college nowadays, the struggles that they have. It's quite interesting to hear, and quite sad to hear the amount of young people that have got anxiety and suffer with anxiety. It seems to be off the scale at the moment. It's not great to hear. As the night went on, people had brought their own alcohol. We saw one person look like they were having a whale of a time. It looked like they perhaps had a little bit too much to drink. And then this person flopped on the floor. The lights went on. We were still playing. Everyone was scrambling around. This person was actually having an epileptic seizure. I sort of just looked at Tom and went, oh, but I think we better stop. The person's mother came, ambulance came. We were all standing round. I didn't know what to do, so I did that awkward thing where you make a joke where I said, I know I'm not the best singer in the world, but I've never had a reaction like that before. The person was all right in the end. They got taken to a hospital. So we were all ready to pack up and go home. Then what happened was that the rest of the people who were there turned around and said, "Oh, you're not going to carry on playing some more songs for us?" And we were like, "Oh, I guess we can do." But we kind of felt like the atmosphere had sort of been killed by this point. But we still did it. And I think people had a good time regardless. It was just an hour and a half size blip in the middle of quite an enjoyable evening. So that's probably the weirdest one. I learnt a lot about epilepsy that night.
Same. Exactly the same. It's in those situations, you don't, I'm like you, I did not know what to do. Did not know what to do. So we offered to help in as many ways as we could, but you just feel really helpless in those situations. You just do not know what to do. So we kind of just stood and just chatted with the people to see if there was anything we could do to help, and
there wasn't
really.
You just kind of let them ride it out. You've got to kind of protect their head so they don't hurt themselves. You've just got to kind of stay out of the way, move any obstacles that could potentially harm them. But essentially, you can't restrain them, or you've just got to let them get on with it and ride out their fit, really. And it was quite interesting and horrible to learn about that sort of thing. That's probably one thing with Scribble Victories. We're always learning, and it's not just about music, because you get to talk to so many different people about different things,
all sorts of sort of random people that you never meet on a day-to-day basis. But I think that's what we love about it. It's almost like a bit of a social element to it as well. And like Jamie says, we're always learning, and that's just part of the fun, really, part of the discovery.
So there we go. That was our 2019 in a nutshell. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your continued support. Please go and check out Lucky and 17 if you haven't already. Please keep subscribing to our vlogs. We've now got 20 vlogs up. We've started doing vlogs this year. The feedback's been really nice, so we'll carry on doing them as long as people are enjoying them. We're enjoying making them. I don't know how samey some of them are going to be, because we do happen to play the same places over and over again. So we won't vlog every single gig that we do. Other than that, thank you very much for your support, and we'll see you again in 2020. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The villagers had foreseen trouble, now the houses on the land that's nearly double.
Oh, it wasn't recording.